So let's go back to the Ambergris and deliver the ship mine core. That turned out better than expected. I just got it by accident, essentially. So let's go ahead and talk to Ankita. You drop the ship mine core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. Ankita spins around from where she's been pouring some documents on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper, did you actually land a ship mine? She rushes over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well, shit, it might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where did you get it? I built it. Built it? Well, you are full of surprises. Ankita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper's got you a new ship mine. The sound echoes down the ship passages. You have to admit being in a small space with Ankita when she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mine back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today, either. Looks like my good karma's finally coming in. She throws the slate onto the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers. Nothing that exciting, along with what looks like transit timetable. I found them. Found who? My crew. She points to the name of the list, or more specifically, Ashton Cade. It is his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mine. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. Founder's Gap? The big rift in the station. You can't access it without a Founder's Ferry. She leans back in her seat. I know some of her crew over at the Old Mercs, used to run an outfit I worked with. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifest, and there he was. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground. She flexes. He won't get far, though. There's no real docks out there. Only a couple of jetties and a waste. So what now? Now I fit the ship mine. That's the first priority. She pauses, but maybe you can help me out. Sure, how? It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station, or he'll bury himself so deep in the waste no one will ever find him. But you, Ashton, doesn't know. All I need for you to go there and sniff around. Not the commune, not the stacks. He will have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him. Ping me on this. She hands you a earpiece. Seeing as this is Merc work, I'll be happy to give you Merc pay. She shifts in her seat. The thing is, I haven't got much left. So how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it's not much, but I grab this coward, I'll pay up 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? She meets your eye. Okay. She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder. Good, I owe you. She lifts up the ship mine on her shoulder with worrying ease. I'm going to get this fitted into Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of where Ashton is hiding, let me know. She goes to turn and then stops. And once again, Sleeper, thank you, I appreciate it. Ankita stomps off into the to the guts of Amber with the ship mine, leaving you in the galley. Glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending at what is to come. You never thought you'd get work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems like the eye is full of surprises. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cross the transit, cross the Greenway, and we're gonna try to find Ashton. So there should be new options opened up. Is this it? Gather scrap? No. Wild margins. Tracking Ashton. There we go. This seems to be it. So let us go ahead and start tracking Ashton. We're going to start dumping all our stuff right out here. Ooh, that left us, we failed that one hardcore. So let's go ahead and head back and rest for the day and try again tomorrow. Let's go ahead and eat up first though, since that's a guarantee. So we're full on that. Head back to the container. And end cycle. I don't know why the cycle clock is still ticking if Maywick is still here. You wake from dreams of Maywick's amber eyes floating in the pool of dark fluid. It was difficult to sleep, and you suspect that it isn't about to change anytime soon, not after what happened. But you also feel something else as you get up, thumb to power stud of the stove, and begin to boil water. Like every morning, you feel something has lifted, something that has been hanging over you since you arrived on the station. You try not to think too hard about it, to question it. You just let that lightness stay, let it settle as you go through your routines. You hope, your hope is that if you don't focus on it, don't look at it directly, if you won't get scared and leave at you. That the lightness will stay for this cycle and then another and then another. Because after all that's happened, a little lightness would be nice. Okay, so is Maywick dead? The cycle tiker is gone for that. It's at Havenich's offices. Tracking yet again. Fragment supply. Okay, let's leave this. So we still have a few more cycles to worry about when they start drawing the lottery. Okay, let's go ahead and eat up. I got plenty of cryo for now to kind of just do whatever I want. And condition. So I don't have to work for a while. Got enough saved up. I'm rich. And we're gonna go head back to the wild margins. And we're gonna try finding Ashton. So that was triple. That's another triple. Now we just need a double and we're good. These are filling up real quick. That was another triple, actually. I've been on a roll with these dies lately. So go ahead and leave. And let's ping her. Greenway. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out of its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you are pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. Call Ankita. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments, you hear Ankita. Sleeper, have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he's there? Yes, come now. Copy, hold tight until I get there. The static cuts out. The channel's dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead, the stars wheel with the motion of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it is a wilderness, a strange overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile, despite everything. It seems like an improvement. Sleeper, Ankita hisses, brings you out of your reverie. He is in the collapse stack? Yes. Yeah, okay, you seem confident. She slaps you on the back. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure. She glances across the landscape. Let's keep the undergrowth, work our way around. She heads off towards the central spine of the Greenway, with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Nikita works her way through the dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Nikita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead, there is a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Nikita leads you around the side to the broken tank. You both step through an opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up to the slanted tank, Nikita settling at a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips, and you swear you heard a bird song. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in pale and sickly green. Nikita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum, and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern, with plants growing on all sides, and wet mossy islands at its base. It's beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. And a faint circle of light descending down through the drum. The sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, one of the mossy islands, there is an object, a cylinder on the tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's hand. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Nikita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eye on the object. That's Amber's ship mind, she says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Oh, wait. You turn to Nikita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor breaking, but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, and now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall, and Nikita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mine and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of your head. She screams at the wall of the tanks. You shiver suggestion. Stop. Quiet, sleeper, Nikita shouts. Shot rips through the moss beside you, filling your vision with green. The shooter must have be somewhere on this the other side of the tank. Do that again, I swear to God, I'll tear their head off. Nikita shouts to them. Sleeper, you stay down. There's a long pause. All you hear is the dripping of water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. I'm coming down, Nikita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sakes. He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun, Nikita shouts. He throws it down into the moss as you lean out to watch. You see him catching your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You rip my shoulder mine for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking his hands, his eyes now fixed on connecting bundle of wires that Nikita still hold of. Steady, Nikita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped out the shit hide and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Nikita. No curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked for your help. You only look out for yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there. They are just bait, right? To draw me out. Nikita sucks a breath in. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Nikita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I love them and they were going to die. I knew you and you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Nikita, slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton, Nikita snarls. Don't do that. Let the wires go, Nikita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way, he inches closer, please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Nikita hardens her state. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you after all that? I need it, Nikita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Nikita. I'm going to take them now, Nikita. He raises a hand. I'm going to take the ship mine and go. Nikita loses the grip, the connection of a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little bit. Stop. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blurred moment, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding in the water, the red and the green, and Kita is standing at the center of the drum, a severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no signs of life or of humanity. They are just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Nikita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. Ooh, quite a turn of events there. Okay, so don't really know where to go from here, so we are going to find something to dump my points into for the day. So we have the apartment up there. We have enough cryo. What's the ore fabricator? So this we can get another ship mine. The Havenger's offices. Let's go ahead and we're gonna work for it yet again. So we have 3 more cycles for the ship docks. I don't see anywhere for the lottery anymore. So let's go ahead and head to Rabio's office. And since I got +2 engage, we're going to go ahead and use this over here. And that's going to knock my 3 die into a 5 die. Okay, so this gives us energy too. Yes. Energy as a bonus. That's one of my perks. Let's go ahead and end the day. Oh, what is Lemon Mina, working daughter? Miss this. The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize the faces among them. People you have worked for alongside the Sidriel. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety. A few of them smile at you, instead of nervous energy of crowds filling the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. Robot, she calls out, reaching for you. Hi, Mina. She waves frantically, grinning. Quite the turnout, huh? Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. I don't think patience is one of the crowd's strengths. The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He is putting it lightly. This place seems to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare to answer, but the look in his face suggests he agrees. This is Aster Angart of the Celis Foundation. The announcement echoes from the speakers and the shipyard entrance and shouts, quiet rapidly, follow. I'm sorry I can't be here to meet you all, and thank you for the behalf of the Sindra Celis for the work you have done on the Sidriel horizon. Most of the crowd strains to see Aster's face, but the small display only shows a ghostly white figure smudged and unclear. Sindra wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment and belief in the Celis Foundation mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Vulnerable Havenage Association. Venerable. Unlike most of the core, we neither believe Erlin's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo of the formation of a new decentralized social structure. One where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. You are all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the Sidriel horizon will carry, and cryo sleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out among the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Sundre Celis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in Havenich's yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we're offering a select group of people opportunity to join caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sedriel Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you all have been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I now read the names of the Celis identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers, licensed contractors. You have never even heard those terms mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmery. All around you are people speaking in hushed tones, like a rising wave. Aster starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? You turn to see Lem is still staring forward. Mina is scared now, as the shouts start. Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard door. You see for the first time, Havenage security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. He doesn't move. They might call out our names. I can't. Mina tugs his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands it's time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Aster reading off ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Liam, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you too. They screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is unpleasant as is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Okay, so drive failed. That was a big bust. Kind of sad there. So that takes out one ending, I guess. I didn't really see that coming. I thought there was going to be at least a happy ending. This game gets a little on the darker tone side of things.